In May 2020, the New Zealand government passed the COVID-19 Public Health Response Act. It has some of the most major effects on the freedoms of New Zealanders in history. This is what the Act means for you. Under Section 11, the Minister of Health or the Director-General can legally control every New Zealander in the following ways. Effectively detain anyone within their home or any place the government chooses, overriding your right to freedom of movement under the Bill of Rights Act. Stop you from seeing your loved ones, family and friends, or create rules about what you have to do in order to see them. Control all movement of people throughout the country. Control what businesses can open and how they can operate. This includes controlling how you can get basic things you need to survive, like food, water, clothing, or fuel. They also have completely unlimited authority to detain you wherever and however they want. If the government decides to make concentration camps and move you into them, then they legally can, as long as they can claim it is for the control of COVID-19. Remove your right to peaceful assembly, protest, religious practice, or go to any public event. Report at a location and a time of their choosing and be subject to any medical test they decide. Order compulsory contact tracing and monitor every move you make in your daily life. Section 20. The police can now forcefully enter and search your home, business, car or property without a warrant if they think that you might not be following their rules. While this is bad enough, the Act has even gone a step further and allows people who aren't even police officers to search your property, vehicle and business, as well as issue you with infringement notices. They're labelled enforcement officers and can be someone just from another government department. Previously, the government was able to have a lot of control over the New Zealand public during a state of emergency or while there was an epidemic notice in force. With the new COVID-19 Act, this is no longer required. The Prime Minister now only needs to believe that there is a risk of an outbreak or the spread of COVID-19 and can then control nearly every aspect of your life. By definition, COVID-19 is a contagious disease and is always at risk of being spread, so the Prime Minister has freedom to authorise this at any time. The controls over your life are decided by the Minister of Health, who is currently David Clark. It is worth noting that David Clark has no formal health qualification or experience. Although he is required to have input from the Director-General and other ministers, he can then implement any control he chooses from Section 11. Even if other ministers disagree with them, they will still remain in force for 60 days or more. They would then be changed if no decision is made by the House of Representatives to approve them. This level of power for a single person is something never seen before in New Zealand and enables tyrannical control over all of us. In summary, the bill has been rushed through Parliament with no public input and hardly any publicity of the actual details. It means the government can have tyrannical control over you and ignore all your rights without New Zealand even needing to be in a state of emergency. As people are waking up to the reality of this, there are a lot of New Zealanders who are starting to act. The time is now to let this government know that this is not the New Zealand we know, is not the New Zealand we want, and we won't sit down while our human rights are destroyed.